everyone. My condolences to you or whomever out there is listening. Welcome back to QuarinTime. I'm one of your co-hosts, Jack.
I'm your other co-host, Ethan.
No, he's Hunter, and I am Ethan.
Excellent.
Did you crack a beer? Was that a beer crack?
No, it's a root beer.
Aww.
Oh, I could actually go for a beer. I have a few in the fridge, right? Okay, never mind. That's not.
You're not allowed to drink, Jack.
I can drink in, moderate doses.
That's fun.
I can have for example, 2-3 beers is my maximum per day. I think.
Okay.
So that's how that goes. Anyway, enough about me. I'm boring. Today.
No, you're not, Jack. You're the most interesting man alive.
Thank you, Ethan.
Ew.
Today, we're talking about, or this week, or whenever you're watching it, this evening, this day, whatever.
Whenever this gets released.
We watched our 3 movies. This week it's not going to be very entertaining because they were all pretty good.
Yeah.
From the universal consensus, pretty much. Yeah, we're going to start off with talking about Traffic, which is probably about traffic. Then we got...
it's totally about traffic.
We got Kid Cannabis, movie about a bunch of young kids, late teens, early 20s, smuggling hundreds of pounds of dope across the border. And Hereditary, when some oogly boogly bullshit goes on.
Okay.
Yeah, some oogly boogly bullshit do be happening.
Yes, it do.
Okay.
Traffic!
Traffic.
Traffic.
Hey, babe.
Ethan,
So
you picked this movie.
yeah, I picked this movie.
Yeah.
What happened was, I wanted to pick a movie I hadn't seen before, and at home I have this giant wall of movies, and I asked my mom. She's like, "Hey, what's a good movie that's on the wall that I haven't seen?" She's like, "Well, Traffic's there," and I'm like, I pulled it out. And I'm like, "Holy crap! I know everyone on the cover of this, but I've never heard of this before."
Yeah. Well,
So I was like, "I'm interested in this. Let's see this. Let's see this." And
That's Traffic.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Jack, did you just honestly pull up traffic sounds?
For your information, it was 10 hours of cars honking.
Yo, that's my favorite YouTube video.
Oh man.
Oh.
Okay, sorry. Alright, so Traffic. It's about cars, right?
No, it's not.
It's
Oh.
about drug trafficking.
It's about drug traffic.
Drug trafficking.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like some really monotonous, like, fucking dark comedy of just some poor bastard stuck in gridlock for like an hour and 20 minutes.
Wait a second. Isn't that a movie that Michael Douglas is in, where he's like in traffic and then he just goes fucking insane and starts killing people?
Oh, that's
He
it's
looks
when
like
he's got the flat top and glasses, right?
yeah,
It's
he looks
called-
like the guy from
what is
Recess,
it?
like the one of the little kids.
Oh, what's it called?
Wait, Future Hunter. You know what it's called?
The movie is called Falling Down.
Thank
it's like
you.
It's
Okay.
like pushing over. Or...
Future Hunter's got this. Don't worry, Jack.
He already said
Alright,
it. Yeah.
Future Hunter has it. Okay.
Yeah.
Good job.
It's all good.
So yeah, as I just said, Michael Douglas is in this film. He's
Michael
one of the
Okay.
many.
Okay.
He's one of the many people you'd know from this film. Everyone in this movie is like somebody.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
I'll just
Oh,
say
okay.
the A-listing cast right now.
Yeah.
We got
Like,
Benicio del Toro.
And remember, this is the year 2000, Jack.
Okay,
Mike-
so this is 2000. Okay,
Yeah,
I see.
Benicio del Toro. Michael
Benicio,
Douglas. Don
Catherine
Cheadle.
Zeta-Jones.
Yep. We got Don Cheadle. We got Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Uh-huh.
You got Louis Guzman, and if you look up a picture, you know exactly who the hell that is.
Yeah, no, I know who it is. It's
Yeah,
Dennis
Spanish
Quaid.
Ron
he's
Perlman.
in John Wick. Yeah, I've seen him before.
Yeah, Dennis
let's-
Quaid. Topher Grace.
Topher Grace. Yep. Of course.
Delightful.
Let's see. We got
Yeah.
Peter Rieger.
You got Miguel Ferrer, who you know from everything. He's a bad guy in so much
He's
shit.
the RoboCop dick.
Yeah.
He was the RoboCop dick.
He was
Okay.
the agent guy who helped make RoboCop.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And yeah,
anyway.
a fuck ton of other people are in this movie.
Yeah.
Now, I wanna get this out of the way, just so Jack can understand what this is, so we don't have a clear
that's
beam.
Luis. Oh yeah, Luis Guzman. Yeah, I've seen him in a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know him from everything.
So-
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
I've
say
seen-
what this movie is, so we don't have another Kill a Bean situation where you think it's a live action movie. So,
Right. Yes.
So this.
You think it was stop motion?
I thought they were literally beans on sticks, and they had to in post digitally animate their faces on or something.
So this movie is and correct me if I'm wrong, Ethan, is an anthology kind of movie.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, it's like it's an anthology movie in the sense that there's multiple plot lines, but it's not like, for example, Pulp Fiction, Jack, where it's
Okay.
like we got like the 3 stories that they do intertwine a bit, but it's like they don't really.
Well-
This is like one continuous story where
Yeah.
you go like 3 minutes with one set of characters, and then you're with Benicio del Toro in Mexico.
And do they ever cross paths in this film?
Yeah. Yes, they
Some characters do, some characters
So
don't.
it's like a Crash situation.
Yeah, Crash is actually a good way to describe it.
Yeah.
Except
Okay.
Good.
All right,
Except
I'm with
good.
you. Yeah, no, most certainly not good. Crash. Oh, good lord. Ugh. Anyway,
Chill and Crash.
I don't
no. It was like Matt Dillon and
and Crash Bandicoot.
fucking bunch of other people. And it
That was
the
another
funniest-
A-lister movie.
It was the
Them being
funniest shit
Brokeback
ever.
Mountain.
It was the funniest shit ever at the Oscars that year because it won Best Picture, and Jack Nicholson was the one who announced it. And if you go back and watch the clip on YouTube, you just see Jack Nicholson like raise his eyebrows after he reads it and shakes his head like, "Wow."
Holy shit! Did I just read that out?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
That's
so-
exactly what happened. Anyway, sorry, continue.
So, there are 4 separate plot lines in this movie. We got Benicio del Toro's plot line in Mexico, in Tijuana.
Ooh.
We got Don Cheadle and Luis Guzman as with...
They're like
As they
buddy
arrest-
cops. They're like crime detective
They're
motherfuckers.
DEA agents.
Yeah. Then
You got Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Catherine
who's-
Zeta-Jones.
Who's the wife of a drug lord that is going to be arrested because of someone that Don Cheadle arrested. And then you got
Okay.
Michael Douglas, who's some government level, like he's a high-ranking person in the government who's against, like, to fight on the war on drugs.
He's G-Man.
What was he?
Yeah.
What was it called
Yeah.
that he wanted to be named
Well,
as?
he wanted to be he at the end of the movie he was made the drug czar. Or
Yeah,
something?
the drug czar, the fucking Power Rangers villain
The
name.
drug czar.
I am drug czar.
So
Hear me.
so Hunter, I don't know if you felt this too, but since the movie
didn't.
starts with Benicio del Toro's plot line,
Yeah.
I just wanted to say the filters in this movie.
Were they filters? Because I didn't think they were filters.
No, that was like with Del Toro and especially Michael Douglas's plot lines. Those are 100% filters.
I
They look
thought-
so-
I thought Mexico. So how it's filmed, Jack, is when it's in Mexico, it's this like Super 8 looking, very orange, dirty kind of camera look. And as soon
and it's like everything looks overexposed if it's like white. It's
Yeah.
like really bright.
and
Yeah,
once you get
yeah.
closer to the States and you get more higher up, the camera quality gets better. But then when you get to
With
say
Michael
like the
Douglas.
rich parts, it gets blue.
Yeah, I don't know why it's really distracting in certain parts. It's like if someone, like the blue ones, it looks like someone shot a daytime scene and they were like, no, it's supposed to be night, so they were like, put a blue filter on it.
Well, I thought of it as like, it's so easy to like, if you see a blue fucking building, you know you're not in Mexico. You don't need establishing shots. You don't need anything. As soon as the color of the screen shows up, you're like, oh, I'm with this side.
Well, I think
You know what that's
pretty-
called? That's called thematic imagery, right there.
Yeah, I know it's thematic imagery,
The
but
colors.
yeah, I know, but guess what? I didn't like it. It sort of grew on me as the movie went on because I got used to it. But when I first saw it, I didn't like it.
Oh, that was the thing I
Is it
loved in the
distracting?
beginning.
Is that why? Is it distracting to you?
I just found it. I don't like the look of it.
I will
just
say
didn't like
it can be distracting. It wasn't distracting for me, but I think for certain people it can and can't be because you're
It
looking at two
can ruin
different
the
sides.
experience, kind of.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So Benicio del Toro is a police officer in Mexico,
Yeah.
Tijuana, and he stops a drug run from happening, and then the army picks him up. The Mexican army. General Salazar.
General Salazar.
And General Salazar basically recruits him to help. He basically recruits Del Toro to help him take down a cartel in Tijuana.
Yeah, he's basically like a hitman type situation where...
But a cop.
Yeah, they paid him to, like, get some shit for the government so that they can fucking blah, blah, blah.
So that's the
Hold on a minute. This is my man Benicio del Toro, right?
Yeah, the greatest thief in the galaxy.
Wasn't there a certain Academy Award-winning side plot in a sci-fi film where Benicio del Toro had to...
Yes! Are you bringing up The Last Jedi?
The greatest thief in the galaxy!
The greatest side plot in the history of side plots.
What was his name in that? What?
DJ.
No, but what was his thing?
He was a hacker.
Code breaker.
He was a hacker, yeah.
I remember it was some throwaway line like he is the greatest
like
swindler in all of the world.
No. He doesn't have a throwaway line for him because they go there to find someone else. They get arrested and then find him, who just happens to be
they're looking for the code breaker. Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
I forgot that movie. Sorry.
Enough of that awful movie. Let's talk about
enough of that. Yeah, enough of that. Yeah.
We'll get to Star Wars soon.
So
That's how it would work. Yeah.
Michael Douglas.
I'll talk. So Michael Douglas.
Hey, you talk about Michael Douglas' start of his plotline. I'm gonna be honest, Jack. For the first 40 hour of this movie, it's a 2.5-hour movie. For the first hour or so, I was kind of bored.
Oh, okay, so it's a slow burner for the first act, eh?
Yeah, it really is.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'm gonna say, by the end of it, I was completely almost lost.
By the end of it, I was pretty much invested in most of it. I didn't care from Catherine Zeta-Jones' plotline as much as the rest, but...
You didn't care about Catherine?
You'll see why I don't care about Catherine.
I'll see. Or I'll hear, or rather.
So,
yes.
Definitely,
so how I wanted to talk about this movie, it's so hard to go like, we're at Benicio del Toro.
Well,
some guys walked up to him and said, get in a car. And then it cuts to Michael Douglas. He's mad at a billboard. He runs away. And then it cuts to fucking Don Cheadle, and he's sitting in a van. And then it cuts to, I don't want to talk like that. I want to talk about each individual storyline.
Hunter, did you know how much I fucking cut out of what happens? I actually cut scenes from Michael Douglas and Don Cheadle's plotline setup to get to the second part of Benicio del Toro's, because this movie does not stay in with one plotline for more than 3 to 5 minutes.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah. He
Wow.
doesn't get recruited by General Salazar in that first scene.
What? I thought I watched the same movie. Oh, wait, I did.
No, he doesn't.
Hold on a minute. I wrote that down. Why are you lying to me?
No, because I want to skip through some of this because it's a lot of...
If Ethan says he wants to skip some shit, it must be a lot of shit.
No, Jack. This is the best way to describe it.
Shit.
You got 3 to 5 minute long scenes of a character's plot line, then you go to a different plot line, and then you maybe get a 30-second scene of that's character stuff that you can easily just remove because it's not plot important.
Oh, that would not please me at all.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd like this at all.
No, Well, I watched Crash. I wasn't a big fan of that. But this is apparently better, right?
Here.
This is much better.
I'll
It's better
explain.
Crash.
I'll explain every character right now. Okay. Michael Douglas is trying to stop drugs. Mexican cops. Don Cheadle as a cop. Golf mom. Venom on crack.
Who's on crack?
Venom.
Oh, his daughter, Michael Douglas's daughter is on crack. But yes, Topher Grace is on crack.
I couldn't take him seriously. I couldn't.
Yeah.
It's
hard to take Topher Grace seriously ever since Spider-Man 3.
That's staying in, by the way.
Yeah, good lord. Spider-Man 3. Masterpiece.
Okay, so Michael Douglas, we already described it. He's just the guy who fights war on drugs. But this is when we get probably the scene that finally... This is 8 minutes of just Del Toro and Michael Douglas. I was bored out of my mind. Then we get a scene that was actually interesting with Don Cheadle.
Yeah, I liked his sort of deal in the whole movie.
I liked his plot line throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
I liked Michael Douglas' plot line about halfway through. There's a specific scene where I was like, all right, now I'm into his plot line.
Oh, you guys didn't tell me it was directed by Steven Soderbergh.
I didn't even know that.
I knew that, but I didn't recognize the name, so...
He's done so much awesome shit.
Okay.
Wow.
My goodness.
That's so cool. I'm gonna now look this up because I
So-
knew this.
So Don Cheadle and his partner, Luis Goose... I can't say his name.
Luis Goose, just call him Goose from now on.
Goose.
Goose.
So Don Cheadle and Goose, they're interviewing a drug lord, and they're just pretending to be, they're going undercover to pretend to buy some drugs, and then a van pulls in that has all the product in it, and they're just watching it, and it's it's about to go into a storage container, and then suddenly another DEA drug bus comes up, and then shit hits the fan. And there was just a fun little bit when they're running after the main guy. They run into a children's restaurant, and then they find him hiding in a ball pit.
Wait, didn't they almost shoot a clown?
They almost do shoot a clown by mistake. And then when they go in, they find him in the ball. They find him in the ball pit, and they just see his shoes sticking out. So Don Cheadle just shoots him in the foot.
Okay, hold on a minute. So, how clowns have the red noses, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of the red noses you can squeeze, like honk honk. What sound would it make if good old Mr. Cheadle just pointed their handgun right at his fucking face and the bullet went through the nose? Do you think the bullet would make this squeak noise right before his brain blew out the back of his fucking head?
It would make a deflating balloon sound.
Just like, oh, don't kill me, Mr. Gone.
Don't kill me, War Machine.
It shoots up
Oh,
confetti.
there's a lot of people in Marvel movies in this.
Ants! Does no one know the Ant-Man commercial that Michael Douglas and Paul Rudd shot?
No,
it's
I
them.
have no idea what that is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's them standing in a room and they're just slapping their knees saying ants, and then it flashes to pictures of ants, and then that's it.
Really?
It's the best ad I've ever seen for a movie.
That's amazing.
Ants.
So then, we get a quick. Then we get introduced to Catherine Zeta-Jones, and she's a very
She's
rich
the wife for the drug dealer, right?
yes,
We.
and she's a very wealthy woman. We're seen at a golf club, and there's a scene where they're discussing having wine while pregnant.
Well, that's great stuff right
Tiger
there.
Woods was brought
Yeah.
up twice. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. So when Michael Douglas is we have Michael Douglas having a meeting with people, and the only line I like is when he's talking about senators. When he's referring to senators, the guy who he's talking to, he's giving him advice. If you lecture them, they won't think you respect them. If you treat them with utter humility, they will. There's a lot of lines like that where I'm just oh, that was funny.
Well, there's a lot of really. This movie's surprising. It has a lot of funny, surprising moments.
Yeah, it does.
Comedic timing is on point and surprising.
Well, it's not a comedy, but it has really good comedic moments.
With Benicio del Toro, he has a lot of funny jump cuts. So he's hired to get this one guy, and he's some sort of psychopath or whatever. So he goes to a bar and he sees him over there, and I don't know if the movie ever said if he was gay or something. But whatever.
It has that undertone.
Yeah, so it was funny. You understood everything just by looking at it. He walks over, he puts his Benicio del Toro puts his cigarette box in front of the guy, and it has a condom on it. He looks at it, he's like, "Can I have a cigarette?" Opens it, gives him a cigarette. They're both smiling at each other, and then it cuts to him tied up in the back of his car with a blindfold. It's jump cuts like that. There's another part where he's talking to two big white guys or whatever, and they're they want to go to somewhere to talk business.
This is when he's talking to the DEA.
Yeah, they're talking business, and he's like, "We're gonna go somewhere." It's like, hey, I don't like it. It's not safe. And they're just like, "Well, where do you want to talk?" And then it jump cuts to them in a pool, in a public pool.
Yeah.
Are we talking like kids floating around them
Yeah.
and shit?
Yeah, like families and shit, and they're just
So
sitting
they're
around and they're
talking
just talking
They're
about.
just talking about like, okay, we need to move 300 pounds. We're gonna make sure our guys don't get fucking killed.
This is them
and that's-
talking about like taking out a cartel.
Oh, even a more lighthearted topic.
Oh, yeah,
that's
totally.
Even more perfect.
Okay,
Brilliant.
Yeah. So.
there's a lot of anyway. The guy that Cheadle and his partner arrested, he basically talks, so that gets Zeta Jones's husband to be arrested and put on trial.
Oh, is that what?
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, he's the key witness.
See, I never. Okay.
Oh,
I was
That's
so
pretty-
lost about that.
Hunter. I'm not like that was kind of obvious. They do state it like a few times in the movie.
I mean, I know, but I was just kind of lost as well. Because I
know.
looked at it and I'm like,
wait.
are these two related somehow? I just never clicked. I don't
So-
know.
Jack, I want to tell you Benicio del Toro's character's name.
Excellent.
Javier Rodriguez.
I'm sorry, excuse me? Rodriguez
Javier
twice?
Rodriguez.
That's his name.
Isn't that... So his name is J.R.R., pretty much. That's what
Yeah.
you're telling me right now.
J.R.R. Yes.
Yeah.
J.R.R. Tolkien level right there.
J.R.R. token Mexican guy.
That's pretty good.
J.R.R. Tolkien. That's good. That's good.
So
So Topher Gray's a crackhead. I don't
yeah,
think
Topher Grace is a crackhead.
he's a crackhead. Like he smokes
He
crack.
looks like one.
Yeah.
Well,
so
he's a
so-
cokehead
cast-
technically.
He's a preppy. Like he's a private school kid who does crack.
Yeah, because all the
Oh.
Oh, and he's supposed to be playing like a 16, 17-year-old going by what the age of Michael Douglas's daughter's ages.
Yeah, what 16?
Yeah, she was 16. Oh yeah, and she's 16, and there's a scene later that's very disturbing, knowing that she's 16.
Well, that great nice awkward silence time. That's just beautiful right there. You
That,
can't-
that was perfect.
Oh,
I'm gonna leave that awkward silence. I don't even care.
yes, leave it in. Leave it in.
Okay, so there's a scene, and this is just something that I've noticed whenever I go back to movies made before the 2010s. You have a teenage girl call their father daddy, and now I just fucking cringe because of the goddamn internet.
Yeah, I
Ugh,
just
I
heard
just
you.
can't-
Yeah, you were just a bit fuzzy there for a second.
I hate it.
Ollie.
Where the are we in the movie, Hunter?
We're not. We're
I-
just explaining it as we go on naturally.
Well, the last thing that I remember that was somewhat plot related was Topher Grace, and then we had Michael Douglas doing a senator speech or something, and the Catherine Zeta-Jones' husband got captured because he was a key witness in a trial, and so that's where, I don't know where that is because I haven't seen it, obviously, but that's what I've gathered so far.
So there are 3 plots in this movie, basically. There's Catherine Zeta-Jones and Don Cheadle's plots are kind of intertwined. They're the most connected. Sure, they have different twists and turns, but nonetheless, their stories intertwine the most.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and then we got Michael Douglas's story, which is just him and his daughter, and that's basically it. And then Benicio del Toro's story.
He gets picked up from General Salazar to hack the Star Destroyer. Yeah, we know where we're
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
the light speed tracker, which apparently every ship has, so why is shutting off one of them going to save them? I don't fucking
Snoke's
know.
a clone, Palpatine's alive, Rey's a Jedi. Let's go.
Anyway,
Let's rock and roll, people.
Jack, which
Okay,
plot do you want to hear
let's just-
first?
let's just get some cliff notes. Anyway, Michael Douglas finds out that his daughter's a crackhead. This causes some obvious tension in the family because the mother was once experimental with drugs, and she's a lot more understanding and fast and loose with it. Are you laughing? Who's laughing?
That'd be Hunter right now, I think.
I have no fucking clue why he's laughing.
There is a scene where she likes to do crack in the bathroom.
Oh! No, don't. Are you jumping ahead like super far?
We already said she does crack, so I'm just explaining that she does crack in the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
and I don't know, it was just funny to me that it would just be like, just jump cut to her smoking crack on the toilet.
There's 2 times we find her smoking crack on the toilet in her parents' house.
yeah.
Is this episode 7 or episode 8, gentlemen?
This is episode
7.
I hope.
So
Oh well.
yeah, so a guy OD'd, you know. Oh, there's a lot of, like, Hunter.
Yeah. Why'd you
Hunter.
pick this movie, Ethan?
Because I didn't know what the it was.
That's fair.
But there is, when she gets high with Topher Grace and friends, she goes on this long spiel, and all I can think is, I'm 14 and this is deep.
Well, I found that scene to be kind of cool because the more they did drugs, the more like fast, choppy editing happened, and it felt like
Oh,
you were
yeah,
literally
I
on
know.
crack watching the whole thing.
Yeah, I know, but like what they were saying, I was just like, oh my god, this is fucking awful to listen
Yeah,
to.
it's just deep fucking 16-year-old headspace.
It's not deep. It's just I'm 14 and this is deep.
I said.
Oh, are we talking like Blink 182 High School Sucks level
No,
of?
no, not that kind of level.
How come?
Oh, okay.
Dude, I think like all of our responses aren't real. Like we're
Yeah.
taught to respond with these just simple like yeses and nos, but like are we really listening or are we just
Oh,
responding
is
to
this
the
the
thing?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's the topic.
I don't know
That's
why I
what-
remembered
I
that.
had to talk that when I was high, when I was like 18, I think.
Oh, great! If this is a common thing when people get high.
Oh my god! Yo,
Oh,
you just
there
like
was-
triggered something that I remembered. For some reason they poured vodka into a bong and then smoked out of it. That's
Yeah.
disgusting.
Okay.
They.
Yeah.
What? What do you call that?
You call that
It wouldn't have the
gross?
same
I don't-
effect.
I don't know.
It's like a weed mixed with vodka vapors. Like
That's
how is
not
that
even, like that
supposed-
would burn the out of your throat.
Yeah, your throat would be fucking dead,
Ugh.
dude.
So
What the hell?
I'm
writing that shit down. That's weird.
It was
So
weird as
Try that
shit.
before I die.
Wait, no. So one of the kids ODs
yeah, and
on
they get
crack
arrested.
or whatever. No. Before that, they're like, "Oh my god, what do we do?" And they're freaking
Yeah.
out. And then it cuts to them. They're at a hospital. They drive to the hospital.
They
They-
just drop them at the curb.
Yeah, they just drag him out of the car. They drop him in front of the hospital and then just start to leave.
And then they immediately get pulled over by the cops.
Yeah.
That's what they do in all the movies, though. If they're pals or OD or someone's gunshot, they just like
I-
leave them there.
I know,
Always
but when
happens.
it's I don't know. It's just
When it's
just funny to
Topher
see.
Grace explaining the whole scene in his fast talking bullshit as he's dragging his friend corpse in front of the hospital, it's a bit funnier.
Yeah. So, you know, Army begins torturing the guy that they sent Del Toro to get, because basically what they're gonna do is they're just gonna keep getting him to take people, so that guy names names, and then they'll get another guy, and then that guy will name names until they get to the top of the cartel, basically.
I see. So they're having some sort of ladder system of rats.
Yeah.
That people
Yes.
are going to target.
And then, you know, we get a part where Catherine Zeta-Jones meets up with Dennis Quaid, who is like I'm gonna put this in quotations, business advisor of her husband of some kind.
They
No, he tries to get in on that.
Yeah, but she didn't seem like, no, don't, stop. Like,
No, there's a scene where like she basically calls him out on it and is like and doesn't seem that, you know, interested.
wow, I
Especially-
don't even remember that. That's... There's so
But-
much information jam-packed in this movie that I just
Yeah,
kind of forget something.
It's a 2.5 hour movie that feels like 3.
Here, this is the best way to describe this movie, alright?
Mhm.
It's like watching television and flipping between 5 channels trying to remember each plot you're watching.
Yeah. So,
And they're not all
and-
bad TV shows. They're just 5 TV shows at once.
yeah. So then we got Cheadle, who's in, you know, the classic, you know, van, the police van, and they're
The
listening in
classic
on her
van.
house to figure out if she knows anything. You know, we get.
Is this a good movie to talk about?
I don't know. I'm
He's
watching
just
this. I'm like, how the
sighing throughout this whole
Okay.
discussion, just like
Jack, the moment I watched this movie, I'm like, this is gonna be a bitch to talk about.
everyone out there. You know how you sit down and take a test in high school or an exam? You sit there, you look on the one page, you say, oh, okay, I don't know anything, I'll just skip it, I'll go on to the next page. And the farther you go, each page you keep turning, you see, and you still don't understand f***ing anything of it, you let out that... That's what's been happening for the past 15 minutes with my 2 co-hosts right now, trying to tell me about this movie.
So,
Ah.
They're turning page after page of their notes, just like, okay,
I mean, okay, so,
Oh my god.
you know, Michael Douglas's daughter, Caroline, that's her name.
Oh,
After
Okay.
she gets picked up from being arrested, she, you know, lies through her teeth of being like, yeah, we weren't doing drugs, just that guy that OD did
not
drugs.
my
And
weed.
they're instant, like, they're like, yeah, can you just go to your room for a bit? And then they start talking, it's like, yeah, she's lying.
Well, Michael Douglas says she's lying, but the mom was like, hey, listen, I've done drugs.
Well, she then admits later in the scene that she knew that their daughter was doing drugs. For
But,
like
like,
6
what?
months.
That's the confusing part. Like, it was just like, it's just a little crack. Like,
Just a little.
Famous last words. It's just a little crack. It's okay. It's okay. She was
Okay.
prostituting herself on the corner. It was only once. It was only once.
God.
It's
Okay,
fine.
no.
It's fine.
This is like one of the scenes that got me into the movie. So
Have we
we're
not
like,
been into it for this long?
no, I wasn't really into it.
Well, good for you. Have determination. Good for you.
Well, I had
Stuck
to.
around
I
this
had,
long.
I had to talk about it for this fucking show, didn't
I was about to say.
So then we get the scene of General Salazar, and he walks up to the guy that they've been torturing. That's part of the
Oh.
cartel, and he starts acting all buddy with him. He starts treating him nice, starts treating him well, and then we get a scene of him having dinner with him, just a private dinner
Yep.
between the two of them, having a nice meal.
Mm-hmm.
And then he eventually drops down like you write down on this piece of paper all the people you know. And this random gun running cartel member has such a great, like, how he acts before he writes that down, it really does look like it's a hard thing for him to
Yeah,
sell out
it
his
looks
friends.
like he gave away, like, his life, basically. And
Yeah.
it was
It's like
actually
he
pretty
sold
impactful.
out his son.
Yeah.
Then that's good. The actor did what he was supposed to fucking do.
I know, but it's like, this guy's only in like 3 scenes of the movie.
Yeah.
And he probably, in that one scene, he probably puts in a better performance than half the cast.
And he's a standout, like, honestly.
Wow. Okay. God damn.
Like,
He was-
Ethan, Benicio del Toro's, like, partner, his, like, girlfriend or whatever, I legit thought, when they introduced her, I'm like, why is Catherine Zeta-Jones in Mexico? What is she doing here?
I didn't think that. See, I didn't think that. In fact, that was like so. For most of this movie, she was like so irrelevant. I never even wrote her down in my notes until like the end when it was suddenly like, oh my god, there's something important with her.
I called her Cry Mom. Couldn't think of anything else.
So then we get a montage of Del Toro and the army arresting a lot of cartel people.
Yeah.
A lot. And Michael Douglas then decides he's done being in meetings. We skipped over a scene where he was in a meeting. There's a lot of bullshit.
meetings with white people.
He wants to go on the front lines of the drug war.
Ants.
Oh yeah.
So he goes to the border, to the U.S. Mexico border, and there's actually a pretty good line when he asks, like, you know, who has my job in Mexico? And they go, no one has that job doesn't exist in Mexico.
Yeah, and he's just complex as an old white man. Like, what? How does that be? Why'd I turn to the snake there?
We're an hour in now, Jack.
Oh, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Oh
So
no.
we finally get a scene between Catherine Zeta-Jones and her husband. It's only been an hour.
See, I thought
And
the
we're-
husband was gonna be like somewhat important. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The thing is that for the first hour of the movie, basically up until this scene, they try to hide his face for as much as
For
possible.
some fucking reason, like it was gonna be a surprise. Like, oh my god, it's John Cheadle all along. But it was.
I thought it was. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. For a little bit, I'm like, is it gonna be Del Toro? Is this story told out of order?
That would have been interesting.
But whatever. We finally get a scene between the two of them. Yeah, and it was just like, man.
It was just What is it? Is it
Yeah,
the
We
prison
get
call?
the
Is that what we're
best
talking about?
Line in the movie. Topher Grace and Caroline.
Oh my
going to a
god, that's
hotel,
my favorite
and
line in the movie too,
she's-
Ethan.
She's wearing the worst sunglasses I've ever seen. They start doing drugs.
No way.
And Topher Grace says this word for word. Let me just say this. I want to have sex and do a hint as we're both coming.
What? Say that again?
I want to
I'm
say
just
it now. I
saying-
want to say it now. I want to have sex, then take a hit as we're both coming.
I want to have sex and take a hit as we're both coming.
And her response is just,
Yeah.
okay.
Ethan, that's my favorite line in the movie too. I'm so happy we have the same favorite line.
God, he's so romantic. You know, how could I not say?
The fucking romantic. It's like that 70s show all over again.
Oh my god,
So-
man.
We we get Cheadle is still watching Catherine Zeta-Jones, and she's at the beach with her son, and then suddenly some fucking guy takes her kid and is like, "Yo, your husband owed me like a lot of money. Give me $3 million, or I'll kill your fucking kid."
Some macho Aquaman motherfucker walks out of the ocean, has a fucking soccer ball, starts playing with the kid, picks it up like, I'm gonna break his fucking neck if you don't give me $3,000 this weekend, honey. And then walks away. People were around them, by the way. People
Yeah,
were
they're
around
just on
them
a public
hearing
beach.
this and seeing a fucking tattooed, burly, early 2000s biker gang hold a kid up in the neck.
And the only person that seems to react is John Cheadle, who basically says to one of the people in the field, like, "Yo, if this goes any further, get the hell up and do something." Doesn't, but you know, he's the only one that seemed to give a shit.
Yeah, there's an
Yeah.
obvious camera in a bag. Oh my god. Okay, can I talk about one of my favorite scenes in this movie now? Where Michael Douglas walks in.
What's
Oh,
he walking
I
in?
don't know why.
That's a bit later.
Please tell me he walks in where Topher Grace is balls deep mid huff.
No,
No,
please
but I
tell me
wish.
this.
no. Okay, so
Damn it!
then we get actually kind of an important scene at the end of the day, because I didn't think it was one, but you know, Catherine Zeta-Jones asks Dennis Quaid for the money to pay off the criminals. Then he comes on to her real strong, and then she just sort of, you know, says no. And then we get a scene, because I was looking away during the montage sequence. I didn't even realize there was some important information said in that was actually important. So there was a guy that apparently died, a Mexican cartel member who died during plastic surgery.
Yeah, that was a throwaway line that was actually important for some reason.
Yeah, so then we see Del Toro transporting a woman to the Scorpion, who is the guy who apparently died in plastic surgery.
Oh yeah. See, that's the weird thing, the plastic surgery thing. It's not a voiceover. It's not someone talking. It's not an important character saying this.
It's text.
It's text that you have to read.
This vital piece of information is on screen for a few seconds.
It's so weird.
Okay.
It's so weird.
It's just weird, and it's happening while we see Del Toro and the army take down those cartel dudes that were sold out, and it just felt weird that there wasn't a line of dialogue about it. There was a line later with Michael Douglas talking about it,
Is that
the guy
that died in plastic surgery?
but it was just another like throwaway line where you could have just forgot about it.
Exactly, and I did.
Well, I mean, if you just forget about, if you look back to the masterpiece, the final chapter, and Abigail's beautiful story arc and in-depth characterization, there's a lot of similarities there.
Well, to be fair,
Did she die of plastic
you know
surgery?
what? I almost made a joke. I almost wrote this down in my notes about how when Salazar picks up Del Toro, he gives basically a rundown of Del Toro's backstory.
Okay.
And I was just like, this is like Abigail in final chapter levels of just expository dialogue on a character.
Exactly. Yeah. No. It's like Suicide Squad. This is Katana. She's got my back.
Everybody's not getting killed by her. Her sword traps the souls of its victims.
Constant chicken chopping exposition army
Okay,
man. That's
so-
all he's good for.
So the important thing about this scene is that Del Toro and his partner debate on giving this info to the general, and Del Toro's like, no, don't tell him. Just no.
Why not?
You'll see why.
Oh. Okay.
So, this is when we finally get. This is the scene that fully got me invested in the movie, because this was when Michael Douglas' plotline actually got good to me.
Ah.
It's when he's in the car with his wife, and they're debating. He's like, he just kind of calls her out for being a former drug addict. And then she says, I'm not the one that needs 3 scotches just to walk into the house and say hello. And he says, I have 1 drink before dinner to take the edge off. It's different. Otherwise, I'd be dying of boredom. And I was like, holy crap, that was fucking mean. And then when they pull up to their house, Douglas gets out of the car. She doesn't. She locks the door and just says to him, "Tell our daughter how boring she is," and then she drives away and leaves him there.
And this is my favorite part of the movie.
Yep,
So,
go for it.
So Michael Douglas walks into the house, and from that line of the wife saying, "Find your daughter," he's like, "Okay." So he goes to try and find the daughter, and as that's going on, she's smoking meth in the bathroom, not on it.
On the bathroom.
On the
She's
toilet.
smoking meth.
She's smoking meth on the toilet, and for some reason at that point I was cheering or getting worried like a horror movie. I'm like, "No, Michael Douglas, don't find the meth, don't do it." I was screaming out loud.
Hold on a minute. Is she sitting like on crisscross applesauce on the ground in front of the toilet?
No, she's sitting on the toilet smoking meth.
Okay, well, you said I picture her in front of the toilet, for example.
Nope.
I don't know.
Nope, she's just sitting on there like it's a
toilet.
fucking little classroom seat, like she's fucking learning her ABCs while smoking meth. Anyway,
She's learning chemistry.
I see you did there.
Jack.
Nice. There's some Breaking Bad music. Yeah. Bitch. Anyway, so Michael Douglas, he's like, "Are you in the bathroom?" And she goes, "Ah, who is it? Hold on." And he hears,
wait. You skipped over something pretty funny to me. It's the fact that she hears him enter, she stops, and then she stops hearing him, and then
she
immediately
continues
goes
to
back to
smoke
starting
crack.
to light it.
Yeah.
And he hears that.
Yeah, he hears the lighter. He's like, "Are you in there?" She's like, "Who is it?" Like that's a fucking response to say. And then he's like banging on the door, and then she hides the meth on the top shelf of the medicine cabinet. She walks out all fucking up for meth.
She looks out of it.
She looks out of it like you would on meth.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Jesus Christ," looks at her hand, "Jesus Christ," and runs to the bathroom. He's ripping up the toilet. He's fucking looking everywhere. He's like, "Where the f*** is your drugs?" Ah. And then he finds it, and then he walks over, and it's this nice two-shot of like, not two-shot, right? Is what I'm thinking of? Yeah. She's standing on the wall, and then there's the bathroom door, and you just see him looking around, and as soon as it cuts to that, he looks up and he sees it, grabs the shit, and then he walks over, standing right beside her, just throws it on the ground, and then the scene like fades to black.
Lovely.
There was a part where she does yell at him, "F*** you."
Well, not
very
yell, more
aggressively.
like a "fuck you."
And then he yells back a "F*** you."
Yeah.
That's family love right there. When your parents and child swear at each other like that.
It hasn't been a while since I've had that.
No, that's been like 45 minutes for me.
Well, then we get the scene with, that Hunter was describing with Del Toro and the DEA agents where they go to the pool.
Yeah.
And we got another pretty funny scene where Cheadle and his partner are just sitting in the van listening to her, listening
Oh, I
to
like
Catherine
that
Zeta-Jones,
scene.
and they're making bets, and then they hear over the comms, "She's coming over to the van." "What? She's coming over to the van. What do you mean?" "She's at the door." "What?" And then they open up the window, and she's there, and they just open it up, and she's got a glass of lemonade, and they're like, "Hey?" And she gives them the lemonade. It's like, "Hey, so some guy came up and threatened to kill my kids, so can you, keep an eye out for it?" And they're like, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah,
And
got
then
it.
she just walks away.
Wow.
How did she know? That's
Well,
what I
because
want to know.
She probably saw this van.
She probably saw the same white van every single... Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, you're gonna notice this car, and especially if it's if you live. Okay, Hunter, I'm gonna tell you something right now. I look out my window almost every day, and I know every car that people own. If I suddenly see a white van that hasn't been there before, and my husband is on trial for some sort of crime, I'm gonna think it's a bit suspicious.
You have a husband, Ethan?
Yes, his name is Jack Lindsay.
Ew. Jack?
I was made unaware of this.
Me too, honey. Why didn't you tell me, Jack?
Listen, it was a Vegas wedding.
Oh, that's what we were. Oh, yes.
Is that why I have the Mike Tyson tattoo? I was wondering about that, but I didn't question it.
It's best
Yeah.
not to question these things.
Yay, I'm Ed Helms. Yay. Who's Zach Galifianakis in this?
Jack.
Are you? Well, I don't know. He's more like a Bradley Cooper.
He does have the hair. He can grow out a Bradley Cooper hair.
Exactly.
It's a special. There's Skittles in there. Just Alan. Just absolute Alan. I love Alan so much. It's just so good.
Okay.
Oh, Traffic. That's the movie.
Oh,
we watched.
Chow.
Yeah, yeah.
Chow.
Mr.
Ha ha ha!
Chow.
Funny fat man fall down.
It's funny because he's fat. but back to Traffic.
It's a purse. Okay.
We get there's Caroline goes to rehab, and then she easily breaks out of it.
Try to make me go to rehab, and I
I
said,
said no, no, no.
"Sing it."
Yes, I miss Amy Winehouse, man. She was good.
What else did
Aw.
she make? Because I don't know anything else except for that song.
I
Okay,
don't even
no
know
more.
what you're talking
back,
about.
Back to Black.
Oh, Back in Black! I love that
No,
song.
no,
Hell
no,
yeah.
not Back in Black. Back to Black. I don't
Oh,
know
okay.
where- hold on, I gotta find. I don't know. I only know her from Rehab, but apparently Back from. Is it Back to Black? I'm. Hold on a minute.
You knew her from Rehab, Jack?
Why does Back to Black?
It's Back to Black. Is the
That
second...
sounds like a blaxploitation movie from the 70s.
Yeah, it's a Dolomite movie.
It sounds like 50 Shades Blacker.
That
Fifty
sounds
Shades
incredibly
Blacker.
racist somehow. I don't know how.
Okay,
Here
I'm
we
pretty
go.
sure.
Oh, I thought she died from an overdose. She didn't.
What'd she die from?
Interesting. She died from alcohol
Oh,
poisoning.
sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, I think I knew that.
All right, Hunter. The actual movie's title is 50 Shades Black.
Yeah, you just made it sound more black. I guess.
No, I made it sound like the sequel, 50 Shades Darker.
There was a sequel. There was a sequel.
I don't know.
There was a sequel.
Are we almost? Are we? Where are we? Are we getting there? We
We're-
gotta be getting.
We're
there.
getting there. Don't
So,
worry.
so
Alrighty.
daughter
We're in
escapes
the-
rehab.
we're 2/3 through.
I'm trying. It's hard to. It's hard to keep my
Jack.
head on straight.
Bro,
with
I
all
watched
these
the movie.
plots going
Jack,
on.
don't worry. How do you think we felt? We watched it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was hating the first hour. Hating it. So, Catherine Zeta-Jones meets up with a hitman
right.
to kill the lead witness that Don Cheadle arrested.
But not just any hitman, Jack. The hitman from before.
There was a hitman before.
The one that Benicio del Toro seduced and kidnapped.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes. So, then, and I like the line of, he's like, I'm gonna use a bomb, and she's just like, why can't you just shoot him? He's like, you shoot someone in the head 2 or 3 times, some doctor tries to keep them alive. Who the hell survives like 2 to 3 shots to the head?
He might be speaking from experience. I don't know. Oh, and RoboCop.
RoboCop was shot
Oh,
once
and
in the head.
RoboCop.
Yeah, RoboCop, that totally scientifically accurate film.
And guess who's in? Guess who's in RoboCop?
Alex Murphy.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess you're right.
Okay, well, you know, Hunter, your entire argument has been destroyed because of, guess what caused RoboCop in the shitty remake? A car explosion.
It's a full fucking circle, baby. Woo! Oh
So-
my God.
So, Del Toro's partner goes to the USA, tell the DEA about the plastic surgery guy working with Salazar. I can't remember. That's basically revealed because when they were dropping that woman off to the place, it was because of Salazar sent them to do that, so that's how they know they were in cahoots.
Salazar. Oh my God.
That's the villain in f***ing Pirates of the Caribbean 5.
That's what. Yeah, Captain Babar.
Salazar.
Captain Babar.
So Michael Douglas, after his daughter goes missing from rehab because she just easily escaped by running away,
Yeah.
he's looking around town for his daughter, and she's getting plowed by some black guy who's her drug supplier.
Who is definitely not 16.
I love that.
Yeah, she's 16.
I love the delivery and the attitude. Yeah, so she ran away from rehab, is getting plowed by some black dude who's her supplier.
So, and then I'll admit, I'm not like the biggest expert on like all kinds of drugs, but like, I don't know any drug that you inject into your foot.
Ethan. That
Oh
was
no,
heroin.
that's heroin.
He's injecting it into a vein.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know, but I thought usually you would inject that into like, I don't know, your arm.
Veins
Well, no,
go to the
it's-
same place, Ethan. There's
Yeah, I
not
know,
one that
and
just goes
usually
to your
people go
kidney.
for the-
Yeah,
No.
no. I'm trying to explain it, Hunter. Shut the f*** up.
Okay.
So the reason why people go for the feet is if people want to hide track marks.
Oh, yeah.
If there are people who are hardcore junkies or they want to be secretive, they can any vein again, like any vein will work. They'll use their feet, like they'll go even as far in between their toes. They'll
Well, yeah,
go
that's what
along
they do.
they'll go along their inner thigh. You know, anywhere before they actually start using their arms or anything like that, or they've already used up their arms already, and they're just trying to find any sort of vein they can pump
Anyway.
it into.
Anyway, after she shoots up, she fucking passes out, and then he keeps going. With-
Wait, so the black, so she's out.
Yeah.
And he's
and
in.
He's just like, well, shit, I'm not done yet. And it just keeps going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? That's
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, that's what I meant by like. There's a scene later on. That's very.
Is it at least behind closed doors?
It's behind closed doors. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's in a ratty apartment where you can hear children
that
play.
doesn't-
That's
That
a
doesn't,
shitty
make it,
apartment.
that doesn't make it any better.
It
but-
doesn't.
You're the one that said, "Is it at least behind closed doors?"
I don't know why I asked. That's so bad. No, like I could just. I think it would be more disturbing if this was happening in the middle, like broad daylight at some sort of park.
On a
And people were just
park
like-
bench.
So then
People were
we
just
get,
sitting there like, oh well.
so then we get Cheeto. So Cheeto has been set up in a hotel with the drug dealer guy for like a while now because
Yeah.
they kind of just have to, for the court case, and they take him to the court case, and then right before that guy's called up to the stand, Zeta Jones's lawyer calls like some legal term bullshit that somehow works. I'm not a court expert. I still don't know what the he did to get away with this, and then basically gets him off for like a couple days. They get a couple days recess essentially, as they say.
Wait for the black dude, or is this back to the hitman?
This is with Zeta Jones's husband.
Right. Okay. So they're getting him time.
Because the drug dealer is like the key witness, and if he takes the stand, he's gonna go to jail.
Right. So they have to kill him.
Yeah, that's what they want to do. They want to kill him. But
Yeah.
the lawyer is able to like do legal talk shit to like get some time so that guy can't take the stand. So now they have to leave the courthouse again. Cheadle and his partner and the drug dealer have to leave it, and the hitman set up a car bomb.
Bum bum bum.
And then right as they're about to get in the car, the drug dealer is basically like, I want to walk home. I want to walk back to the hotel. And they're just like, why do you want to walk back? And he's just like, well, this is like my only time with fresh air. I want to at least enjoy it. So they throw him a bone. I'm still not sure if they did this for security reasons or not, or if they really were just like, yeah, let's walk home. Anyway, they go to start walking home, and then the hitman's like, yeah, they're starting to walk away. They're not going to the car. And then Zeta Jones is like, shoot him in the fucking face.
Shoot her! Shoot her!
The whole time this guy's been in the parking lot, there's a sniper. Hunter, do you know who the sniper is?
No, it's never been
I don't
brought up.
either.
I don't know who it's like related to.
I still don't know who the sniper is.
I was hoping questions would be answered by the end of the movie who the sniper was, but
Anyway, there's a sniper. So
it was
then-
Killer Bean. You know what? It was fucking Killer Bean.
It was Killer Bean.
He was in his apartment and he was pointing it at cops.
He just saw some random dude who's like, all right, time to take a shot.
Yep.
He's returned. I've actually been wondering, what does Killer Bean sound like? Like his voice?
Sounds like me.
Like just a normal
Yeah.
voice?
Yeah.
If Hunter tried to sound gravelly and tough, that's basically it.
It's not like
I'm Killer
it would be like a cute voice like, I'm gonna fucking cut your cock off.
No,
No, it's nothing like
no,
that.
I'm gonna fucking cut your cock off.
No, you're
Bean
sounding
style.
a bit too tough for him.
I will cut your cock off.
No, you're
No, it's not Noob Saibot.
No, he's not Batman. Anyway, so the sniper finally shoots the fucking hitman as
Hold on,
he's
man.
about to...
Can I Riley read this mic? Hold on a second.
Are you just gonna deep throat it?
Oh my god.
I can do it.
What-
Even though my mouth is super small, I can actually do it.
Yeah, you're super small mouth.
I can actually do it. Yeah,
That's someone's
Okay.
fetish, man. You just ignited something.
You should get on ASMR with that shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, the sniper finally takes the shot on the hitman before he's able to kill the witness, the drug dealer.
Okay.
And then Luis Guzman then runs back to the car, and Don Cheadle's like, wait a second, the hitman, I saw him in the parking lot.
That means there's a
Parking
car bomb. Ah!
Well, then he suspects some sort of foul play, so he tries to call out to his partner, but it's too late. Guy gets in the car, blows up, dies.
Yeah. Sad. I didn't see it coming, at least.
Yeah, it was kind of just like this whole sequence was kind of just like, boom, out of nowhere.
Yeah. It was kind of interesting. I was invested.
So, then Del Toro's partner is in the U.S. and he gets taken by the cartel. Is it the cartel or is it the DEA? I'm still not sure.
Ethan, this is when the movie lost me. So you're on your own.
Okay. So
Some
anyway,
guys, like every single fucking Benicio del Toro scene, it's two guys going, "Can you come in this car for me?" And that's what happens.
Yeah, a lot of his scenes are just sort of like Del Toro does really good in this movie, but I was just not interested in his plot line at all.
I want lights on a baseball. People like baseball. People like parks. Eh? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't.
So Del Toro, he gets taken by the cartel, DEA, somebody, still not sure. Because and you could say, oh, I wasn't paying attention, but honest to God, I wasn't caring about
I don't
Del
think I
Toro's
was paying
plotline.
attention. I think that was it.
So, and he gets thrown into the car, and then he gets thrown into a car, and Del Toro's also in the car, handcuffed
Yep.
inside. So they both were captured.
So it is like Last Jedi, actually.
Christ, it's like the Last Jedi. Except Benicio. Oh wait.
Whoa,
Wait,
it
it's
is like
exactly
Last Jedi.
It's exactly like the Last Jedi.
Holy shit.
They get taken to a desert to dig their own graves. The classic. Jack, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
So they do the classic, dig your own graves so that they can kill you in them. Right?
Oh my
Oh, the classic,
And then they-
good old lighthearted shtick, yes.
The classic prank.
The classic Disney trope.
You just got pranked.
So they,
Fucking nerd.
They shoot his partner, but then they don't kill Del Toro. They don't kill Javier. So it is exactly like the Last Jedi, where they were gonna execute.
That's actually-
Del Toro's
That was a
friends,
throwaway
but not him.
joke. But that's actually exactly it.
So, then we get, I think, my favorite plot transition. Instead of it being like a cut from like one scene to the next, this is awesome. Del Toro's like, after he woke up in his partner's girlfriend's house, and, they have a bit of a moment together, and then he's walking through the streets of Tijuana pissed off, and then he walks by a woman, and then the woman is Catherine Zeta-Jones. And she's in Tijuana now.
Yeah, I guess.
Uh-oh.
So then she talks to the cartel there, and it's basically, she starts making power moves. She brings cocaine that she found,
She morphed it into a doll?
yeah, or something. Anyway, it's a special kind of cocaine that like the dogs couldn't smell, so it was like really valuable and easy to get across the border.
Super cocaine.
And she's like, I want to be the exclusive dealer in the U.S., and I want the key witness guy dead. And then Javier, he sets up a meeting with the DA. So yeah, it was the cartel that, his partner met up with. Anyway, Javier sets up a meeting with the DA. He gives them all the info on Salazar, the plastic surgery guy who was a crime lord.
Yeah.
Because Salazar has been working with the Scorpion.
Salazar.
That's his name.
Sounds like
Because-
Remazar.
And yeah, and the whole reason they were working together, and like the reason why Salazar was so desperate to take down the cartel, is because there was two cartels in Tijuana, and he wanted to take down one of them to take out the competition.
I guess,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, no, like that's exactly what they say in the movie.
Oh, okay.
So then Michael Douglas goes on like a one-man vigilante quest to
Yeah,
find
he turns
his
into
daughter.
the Punisher just out of nowhere.
Yeah, and he then goes to fucking her school, finds Topher Grace in his classroom, grabs him by the collar, drags him out of the class, and just like he's being excused. No one stops him.
No one stopped. The teacher goes, "Hey, you," but then like nothing happens after that.
So then Topher Grace takes him to the drug dealer that was plowing his daughter a couple hours ago.
Oh my god.
But she ain't there.
Yeah, she's not there.
And he pulls a gun on them. The meeting doesn't go well. He doesn't tell them shit. So then Michael Douglas, he lets Topher Grace go. And then he just follows him, basically. And then Topher Grace goes to where she would be. And where we find her is she's basically, like, passed out on a bed with an old man in the room.
I think it was a porn set.
It was either a porn set or another kind of thing going on.
What other kind of thing could there be?
Yeah,
Well, they weren't filming it.
What? Yeah, but maybe they just didn't show the cameras. Because the guy had a white robe, and that's usually a
Well, to be
porn
fair, they were filming it because it's a movie.
Can you imagine how
Huh.
weird that would be?
Walking
porn
in.
set, but without the cameras and shit.
That's
So
just sex.
it's just the performers nailing each other, and just a bunch of people standing there watching them.
Yeah, and the cameraman is
Not
just
doing
kneeling
anything.
down
They're not
really
doing
closely.
anything. They're not jerking themselves off. They're not like, oh, that's I'm gonna join. No, they're just standing there watching it.
And then they're telling them, it's like, they're giving them directions. So,
Yeah, make sure you get up on like that. You get a good angle. It's like, dude, I'm 34. I know
Someone-
what I'm doing.
Someone does
No,
a
no, we need
POV
a good
shot,
angle.
and he's just like looking over the guy's shoulder.
We need a good angle. Angle of what?
your ass.
For what? There's no fucking camera, man.
So now we're back with Don Cheadle in his apartment. He's a bit pissed because his friend's dead,
Yeah.
and he's with the drug lord guy, and they're having breakfast. And the waiter, the guy who brings breakfast, comes in. He gives the meal to the drug lord. He has his meal, and he says something very like, I think it's just a line I liked. It's like, the worst thing about you is you realize the futility of what you're doing, and you do it anyway. He says that to Don Cheadle, and I'm just like,
Self-aware loser.
Well, this movie is basically just all about how pointless the drug war is. Like, we're leaving out a lot of stuff where they do that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
no,
that's a good analogy of the movie.
It just kind of seems that way at this point. I don't,
And he basically goes on to a spiel about like, hey, you stopped me, but what was gonna happen if the drugs got across? People would get high. You stopped me. People are gonna get high anyway. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, he brings a good point, and he's like,
And then but then he says an even better point. He's like, the only reason you got me is because you got tipped off by the cartel because they want to move into Tijuana, and so you're helping them.
the Druggos
like-
are helping the Druggos catch the Druggos so that the Druggos can no mo.
The Druggos are helping the cops catch the Druggos. Yes.
Hell yeah.
So one cartel is helping the DEA to catch the other cartel.
Yes.
And they're just like, you know what, it's like an enemy of my enemy is my friend situation.
Well, I mean, like, it's not clear if they know that it was the cartel that tipped them off. It could have just been, one of those anonymous tips.
I think it was an anonymous tip because at the beginning of the movie, remember how Benicio del Toro, like, he was catching the Coke truck, and then the guys were like, how did you find that? A little bird told me. Well, what's the bird's name? I don't know his name. So I think it is anonymous.
He was a toucan. He was chewing on some weird fucking crunchy.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's not the point.
Just follow your nose,
He kept
you know what I'm
saying,
saying?
follow your nose.
It always knows, you know what I mean?
So,
Aki!
So then, the drug dealer guy, he goes.
Ora!
It got funnier as it went on.
So then, the drug dealer guy, he goes off to take a shower, and then while they're just sitting there, talking, then they get a knock on the door, and they're like, "Well, what's that about?" And then they open it, and then they see it's another breakfast guy, and they take him down, and then he's like, "I'm on your side." He shows a badge, and then they realize, oh shit!
The
So
first
then they,
breakfast guy was douchebag.
So then, Don Cheadle runs into the bathroom, and he just finds the guy convulsing, spitting up. He's been poisoned. He's fucking dying.
And then
yeah.
and then it cuts to the courtroom scene, And the guy who's been in court this whole time of a death trial or whatever is like, well, your witness died. You're free to go.
Yeah. We can't convict you without this one witness. You gotta go.
Even though there's so much evidence that people were saying that it wasn't a job and it was clearly a front
And the fact
for
that
money.
this guy's dead probably,
No,
it's just
sir,
convenient that this
you
guy
must
died.
understand. We have plenty of evidence amounting for your correct arrest and incarceration, but unfortunately, due to the plot, we must let you leave.
Yeah, I'm a main character. Woo!
Actually, to be fair,
His plot armor.
No,
it's
no, like
diplomatic community.
No, I think like stuff like this has happened in real life where,
It has. I'm sure it has.
but like, so then, Javi Del Toro, he busts the cartel and the general in Tijuana. Michael Douglas is meeting the boss, some kind of boss for his promotion. And
No,
his
that was the
boss
president, my man.
What? What'd you say?
That was the president. That was like full on.
That was not the president, because that guy said we're gonna get you to meet with the president.
Well, why were they in the Oval Office at the end though? And he was talking to that big fat guy. He was like, "I like your speech."
Yeah, that was later. This isn't right. This is not where we're
I
at.
thought we're at the end of the movie. What the fuck?
We are at the end of the movie, but it's just like this is a part where it's like, this is right before he gets made the drug czar.
Okay.
But his boss says a line. It's like, he's like, yeah. So don't worry what happened with your daughter. If it ever gets out, we can turn it into a qualification. And I just kind of like sat on that line for a second. Of like, man, that's fucking cold.
Yeah.
And then he's like, at the White House how there's that press room where they always address the press.
No.
How do you not know that, Hunter? It's like in everything. It's in real life.
I can't believe you.
What?
You believed me. Keep going.
You know what? I can believe you not knowing that. You don't pay attention to that.
Not
kind
know
of stuff.
what? What are we talking about?
Okay, Jack.
Yeah.
Did you zone out for 10 minutes?
No.
That's even better.
So you know that room where like they're in the White House? It's in the White House, and that's the room where they always address the press.
Jack, say no.
Oh, the press release room.
God
Yeah.
damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Michael Douglas is in there. He's making his big speech about becoming the drug czar, and it's the stare.
See, now it's funny. So does Mexico have a
That's
drug
so
czar?
funny to me.
What the
That's
f***
so
is
funny
drug
to me.
czar?
I'm picturing Michael Douglas standing there in some sort of Russian bear fur pelt czar outfit, just standing like, I am now leader of drug supplier here.
Drug czar, drug czar, drug czar.
I am drug czar.
So he's making some,
Fear
bullshit.
me.
he's making some bullshit, standard, like, yeah, so this is like the plan that I'm gonna do, and then he just stops and he just says, the war on drugs is a war on your family, and I don't know how you wage a war on your family. And then he just fucking walks out.
Yeah.
And then I wrote down, this fucking blue filter attached to his plotline is still pissing me off.
Oh, it's still blue. Oh, okay.
It's still blue. Catherine Zeta-Jones' husband, Carl, that's his name.
Carl.
This is when I learned his name.
His name is Carl?
His name is Carl.
Oh my god.
Hold a minute. So she's married. He's like the drug papa, right? Isn't he
Yeah.
like the leader of one of the cartels?
Yeah, no,
and
like,
his
he's
name,
Yeah.
his name is Carl.
Yes.
Okay, now what does a Carl look like?
A drug cartel, man. What are you talking about?
You know what? A Carl looks a lot like Hunter, but with brown hair.
What is that supposed
That
to
would
mean?
be
Ethan?
that would be a guy named Carl if we were just to like pull him out of thin air.
Yeah.
Now, a name like Carl, you do not link with leader of cartel. I don't buy it.
No,
I'm
no.
sorry.
No,
That's
anyway,
not
so anyway,
gonna work.
he calls Dennis Quaid, and he calls Dennis Quaid out for basically, he was the guy that sold him out. He's the
Okay, no,
guy.
I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. I'm really hung up on this whole Carl thing.
This is why You know what? I was gonna tell you earlier that his name was Carl, but I'm like, no, Jack is gonna make a meal out of this.
Is this based on a true story?
No.
No,
Then who
No.
the f decided his name should be Carl?
I don't know. Ask the writer.
Oh, I am so looking up this son of a bitch on here.
All right, you know what? I'll wait until he's figured out who the writer is before we continue.
Carl. I want to see the actor who plays Carl first. Hold on a minute. I need to see if he gets the seal of approval. If he looks like a Carl.
Well,
Hold on a minute. Let me see here.
He looks more like an
Alright.
Esteban.
Are you sure it's? Oh my God! There's a character in this named David Ayala.
yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh my God.
Yeah, even spelt the. For those of you who don't know, we may or may not know David Ayala in real life. Where the hell is it? I cannot find.
Wait, no. David is his name. Why did I think his name was... Oh, Carl is f***ing Dennis Quaid. That's why.
Okay, so sorry. Who's the cartel leader?
David.
Okay, all right.
David Ayala, yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. You're safe for now, Stephen Goggin and Simon Moore.
Okay, so
Bastard.
anyway, he calls out Dennis Quaid for basically trying to move in on his life and his wife.
Oh. The
And then we leave with Dennis Quaid. You know, he gets hung up on, and then he looks over and he sees two guys who have entered the room and they got a gun. And that's how we leave him.
Yay.
Wow.
And then you know, they're having a big celebration party for the release of him. And then Don Cheadle enters, and he's like, you know, and he talks to, you know, her husband, and then he gets into a fight with the guards. And when he gets knocked down, he puts a bug under his table. You know, like
I think it was like a cicada, but I'm not sure what
What? Oh, okay.
time. I'm funny.
So, and then I love, this was the only part of the movie where I actually verbally said anything, because then after he gets kicked out, he's got this big smile, and I yelled at the screen, "Don't get in the car, Don Cheadle!" And then he didn't bring his car. He just runs home,
He fucking ran.
because he was smart enough not to bring his car, because of car bombs.
Yep. That's it. Car bombs.
And
Ugh.
then Caroline is in rehab for real this time. You know, her parents are there to support her.
I'm supportive, and I'm Ant-Man.
And then the movie just sort of ends with Del Toro watching
A Little League baseball game.
baseball game.
Yeah.
Well,
And then it ends.
The credits roll.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Ethan,
Yeah?
I wanna bring up the joke that was never fully said.
Yeah, go for it.
So, when Don Cheadle and his partner were interrogating the guy or whatever, and they caught him, they shot him in the foot, right? His partner was saying jokes, and he said the first
Yeah,
one, and I can't remember the first one, but the second one, he was saying it, and then he got cut off. I wanted to know what the joke was, and this is gonna be my first time reading the joke. So,
Uh-huh.
this is it. A man went to a tattoo parlor and had the words, yes and no tattooed on his penis. When he got home that night, he approached his wife in their bedroom. He stripped off his pants and shorts, revealing his aroused organ and his new tattoo. "What do you think, honey?" he asked his wife. Desperately, she said, "You tell me how to cook, you tell me how to clean the house, you tell me how to do the laundry, and you're going to put words in my mouth." Oh, okay.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Wow.
Wow. Okay. But wait, I remembered something that I thought was kind of funny. When there's a part very early on in the movie where Michael Douglas is meeting with his boss, and his boss says, when you get your promotion, you're gonna get two letters. And they're gonna say, "Please only open if you've made a horrible mistake." And the first letter, you're gonna open it up, and it'll say, "Blame the old man upstairs." So blame the person above you. If you then make another massive mistake, open up the letter. It'll say, write two letters.
6 out of 10.
So for anyone out there who is actually still listening after that absolute clusterfuck of poor humor, I will tell a joke now that will actually make you laugh.
Okay.
So,
Jack, I
quick
really
one
hope
that's
this
short and
makes me
sweet.
laugh.
No, it's not going to make either of you laugh. F off, I've told you it already. This is for the people listening at home. I'm white, so I can say this. It doesn't really matter to me.
What?
Well, you
Now-
can say anything. You can say anything about white people. That's how things work.
Now, what do you call a white girl who can run faster than her brothers?
I don't know.
A redneck virgin. So there you go. Yes, exactly. So, you're welcome, everyone listening out there. And let's please move the on to the next thing.
Well, first of all, Hunter, do you want to give a summation of the movie?
6 out of 10.
Okay, I gotta agree with Hunter. It's a solid 6 out of 10. The first hour is fucking boring and grueling to get through, but then it gets pretty good.
It's pretty slow.
I think this movie is not about the storylines.
It's about the message.
I think, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Hunter's Trying to Sound Deep Again. It's kind of like it's showing you the ways of how crime can just alter different aspects of different people's lives.
Yeah.
I think looking at
Hold
this.
on a minute. Are you saying that crime affects civilian life?
No, not at all.
Oh my god.
It's groundbreaking for its time. I mean, it's before 9/11.
Listen, to go back to The Last Jedi.
Before 9/11.
I'm done. That was my best joke of the night.
You know what, Hunter, you know what, it broke some. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10 too. Jack, surmise this movie.
Alright. Unfortunately for the lot of you out there, the film Traffic is not about traffic. It's not about cars and whatnot. It is about drug trafficking. Obviously down south in good old Mexico with all the delicious good stuff going on down there. Yum, yum, yum. We have this film Traffic, which has a heavy-hitting cast with 4, or did we agree to drop it to 3 different plot lines?
3 to 4 plot.
3 to 4 plot lines going on, where we have different tales of the government waging war on itself, as well as the cartel, and the cartel waging war on the government as well as itself. We see the effects of the drugs firsthand from people of different ethnicities, a different class, people being kidnapped, seduced, and then kidnapped again.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, whenever you think about doing drugs, remember this, everyone out there listening, that Hunter, Ethan, and Jack from QuarinTime say no.
Michael Douglas will find you, and he will steal your meth bathroom.
Michael Douglas will find you getting plowed by a black dude, and he will take you down.
Well, actually, Jack and Ethan say no. Hunter, you talk to Hunter, he'll probably offer you some shit. But
What?
that's...
Hey, don't. Wow.
Yeah.
I might, but don't say that. Hey, you want some
Hunter knows-
vitamin
Hunter knows-
gummies?
Hey, it's legal up here. It's fine.
Weed is legal up here.
It's fine. Yeah.
Hey, you want some Flintstones vitamin gummies?
Yeah, if there are Americans out there listening, your government's got to get on board. Come on now.
Yeah, you got Colorado. We got everything else.
Come on now,
Well,
ladies
it's
and
really
gentlemen.
just Colorado.
No, it's not Colorado. You got Colorado. Right now, it's Colorado, Washington, and California. There might be more to my knowledge at the moment, but California actually got on board, so everybody's happy with that. Everybody out in Cali is just...
All the surfer dudes
All
are
right.
fucking
Just loving it.
excelente over there.
So, Jack,
Yes, sir.
is that your summarization of the movie?
Yes, it is!
No, he
All
just
right.
went on some fucking tangent about trafficking.
That's the movie.
Oh yeah.